This is one of the most epic, unpredictable, and isolating adventures we've taken on, crossing the Atlantic Ocean with no crew for a second time. Land, nowhere in sight. Internet, not even Starlink. Comfort, only if you count the 4 hours of sleep we're squeezing in between night watches. For the next 20 or more days, it's just us, our 44-foot monohull sailboat, and around 2,700 nautical miles of open ocean. By day, we'll be chasing those trade winds to preserve our very limited fuel. And by night, the only light will be the moon and stars above in the pitch black darkness. The Atlantic Ocean isn't just vast, it can be relentless. It's the second largest ocean in the world and the saltiest. Its weather isn't always predictable. Most people wouldn't dream of doing this, and even seasoned sailors will tell you to take on a challenge like this with crew, or to shadow a rally like the Ark. But here we are, venturing into the unknown, completely alone. Maybe it's the lure of freedom, maybe it's the test of our resilience, but we are circumnavigating the globe, and with that comes ocean crossings. This isn't our first rodeo though. In 2023, we did cross the Atlantic for the first time as rookie sailors, where we learned what it's like to face a jammed sail furler in the dead of night in heavy seas and high winds, a toilet problem 1,000 miles from land, days of isolation that demanded trust in each other and our sturdy boat. But now, here we are, with around 12,000 nautical miles under our belts. And we're taking on this second crossing. No shortcuts, just us against the Atlantic Ocean. This massive ocean is steeped in history and mystery. It connects continents. Its trade winds have guided explorers for centuries, and its unpredictable nature demands respect. For us, it's about finding our rhythm, adapting to its challenges, and embracing the beauty of this wild journey. So, what's it really like to sail across the Atlantic as a husband and wife alone on a classic sailboat? In this video, we'll take you through the first 3 days, where routines begin to form and the truth of life at sea begins to unfold. The Atlantic feels endless, the adventure unpredictable. But is it all worth it? Well, you can decide for yourself at the end of this video. Alright y'all, welcome back to Sailing Tela. Today we are sailing out. It is day one of our second leg across the North Atlantic Ocean. We are sailing to the Caribbean. We should be at sea for several weeks. We have been getting tons of stuff done in preparation for this next leg of our Atlantic crossing here in Mindelo, Cabo Verde. Sean climbed the mast and got our rigging inspection done while in Cabo Verde, a super important task to get done before this ocean crossing. Delilah had a vet appointment so that she can enter into the next country once we arrive to the Caribbean, and we got her a very short haircut. Sean did a bourbon hunt.
All right, y'all, here we are in Cabo Verde. We are in the town of Mindelo, and we are out looking for some bourbon. We spotted this liquor store the other day. It's called Saul's. You never know what you're going to get over here, especially in Europe, and now we're in this African island of Cabo Verde. Bourbon selection is usually slim. Whiskey to these folks means scotch. So you see lots of scotch. It's always a pleasant surprise if you find anything besides Jack and the Black and Jim Beam. So fingers crossed, we'll go in here and see what they got. This is Saul's. Let's check it out. Got lots of tequila, got lots of rum. That's really good rum here. This Florida Cana 12-year-old rum's really good. Well, now we're getting somewhere. We have finally hit pay dirt. Check this out. Up here they got Woodford Reserve, always good Woodford Reserve. Jim Beam Honey, Red Dog Saloon, Jack Daniels. I've never seen that before. Don't know what that's about. Jim Beam Double Oak, Tennessee Fire, Distiller Series Jack Daniels, regular Jim Beam, and of course good old Jack and the Black. And this is what you find a lot in Europe. Have all the Jack Daniels. There's the Jack Daniels Rye. I'm not a rye guy, but you don't see that very often. Gentleman Jack, And they got the Jack Daniel's single barrel 100 proof. We got lots of good old Woodford Reserve. Jim Beam Maple, that's one I haven't seen. That's unique. These two are unique, Jim Beam Rye, Jim Beam Double Oaked. And of course, good old white label Jim Beam. Looks like they have a Wild Turkey 81 up there. Looks like I see a Four Roses regular hiding up there. Oh, and what do I see down here? Look at this. Now this is a score. Good old Buffalo Trace. It's hard to beat Buffalo Trace, y'all. Wild Turkey. And y'all, looky here, what we found. A good old standby Knob Creek small batch 100 proof. And if y'all know me, and if you watched our channel, you know that this good old Knob Creek small batch, just like a sore pecker, you surely cannot beat this. It's a good everyday sipper. One of my all-time faves. We're gonna have to have some of this. We made a haul in that store. We got a couple of bottles. We got some good old Knob Creek and some Buffalo Trace.
And Sean even did a little Good Samaritan deed to some young kids while here on the island.
Y'all, I was out running errands one day and walked by a park, and there was a young boy playing with a soccer ball that was wore slam out, and it was falling smack apart. And it touched this old country boy's heart. To the sporting goods store I went and purchased a brand spanking new shiny red and white soccer ball and hightailed it back to the park and gave it to that poor little boy.
This for you.
Thank you.
This is for you.
Maya Angelou once said, "Try to be a rainbow in someone's cloud." Y'all, let me tell you, it sure was a fine day in Cabo Verde, seeing a little rainbow in that young boy's cloud.
And now that we've gotten y'all, for the most part, all caught up, let's get sailing. On the first day of our Atlantic crossing, as we cast off from Mindelo in Cabo Verde, our hearts swelled at the sight of an American flagged warship in the harbor. Seeing our own colors so far from home stirred a sense of unity and pride that reached far beyond the ocean's horizon. With our hands over our hearts and patriotic music echoing across the deck.
To be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Reminded that even in our most distant voyages, we are never truly alone. Though we embark on this journey as husband and wife, sailing across the globe, the spirit of America sails right alongside us, woven into every mile of open water before us. Sean said with about 24 knots right now, he's just going to get a little bit of the mainsail out to give us a little help. We've got a beam right now. All right, babe. Yeah, we've got 25 and a half knots. Once we were a little ways from land, the wind angle was just right for some downwind sailing. So it was time to get those poles out and the sails up. have been sailing for 20 hours and we've officially just surpassed the 100 nautical mile mark. Last night was so awful. It was so rough. I was so sick. It's a lot better today. It's still really rolly, but it is not what it was. We've got anywhere from like 15 to 21 knots of wind. As y'all can see, Delilah girl is just chilling out, enjoying the breeze. That's my chair over there with the towel in it. And we're just enjoying our good time. All this rocking and rolling just literally lulls Delilah to sleep. Next up, we took some time on deck to put up the attachable sunshades in an attempt to have a cooler cockpit. Just came down below. We just put the shades up. We have officially been sailing for 22 hours and about 30 minutes or so, and we've gone 113 nautical miles, so very happy with that. Last night was intense, rolly. It was like a washing machine. So I'm back down here. We actually just finished lunch and we just had like charcuterie style lunch. Now I'm gonna come down and try to get a little nap. Got the pallet berth over there, and Delilah's gonna come down here and get on her bed, and we're just gonna rest for a couple hours as we keep on going on. See, where's our thing? You can always tell how rolly it is based on our lamp on the wall. It's a lot better than it was last night. But the first couple days on passage are literally just get your sea legs, kind of get in the groove, adjust to life at sea. And we're going to be out here for weeks without touching land, without seeing land. First 2-3 days, just got to get adjusted to it. So on that note, I'm going to go take a nap. Okay, you coming down? Come on. Let's get on your bed. I got you, girl. I got you, girl. Come on. Let's go. Good girl. All right. Still day 2. Just woke up from my nap. I think I slept harder and longer in this little nap than I did last night on either of my night shifts. I need some air though. It's hot down here. As the sun will soon dip below the horizon, the wind's song across the waves reminds us that this voyage is far more than miles on a chart. In just 2 days at sea, we've felt the pull of possibilities, the ocean's rolling rhythm, stirring a sense of wonder and unshakable determination. We press on, one wave at a time, knowing that beyond each wave lies the promise of a new dawn, another horizon, and the courage to chase it. right, y'all, it is officially day 3 at sea. It's actually 5:29 p.m. We've been around 280 to 81 nautical miles, something like that. Just wanted to pop on because we're finally just like getting into our rhythm. The first 2 to 3 days at sea on these long passages, you are literally just getting into your rhythm and getting into your groove and getting things figured out, who's gonna do what, who's gonna be on what night shift. And we had a little bit of a rough start as far as our sea state goes. That has drastically calmed down today, and this afternoon the wind has calmed down as well. We've got like 12-13 knots of wind right now. The previous 24 hours we did get 138 nautical miles in, so that is fabulous. Sean just went down below to go ahead and heat us up some dinner. We've got weeks to go out here, so cannot wait to continue bringing y'all along with us to see what all unfolds, because obviously we don't know. It is so unpredictable. The story will just keep writing itself. As day 3, crossing the Atlantic Ocean continued on, we enjoyed dinner by Chef Sean as the sun faded below the horizon and night watches soon began. Alright, y'all, I am on night watch. I just came on night watch at like 12:15. It's like 1 a.m. right now. Things are going pretty good. It is night 3. As per usual, I have my little sidekick chick right here snugged in close. We're just making our way. We've been over 300 nautical miles and things are going great. We did get a little bit more wind this evening compared to this afternoon. Things had slowed down to like 13 knots this afternoon. Now we're at 16, 17, 18 knots consistently. And then occasionally we're getting some gusts around 20 knots. So, feeling good. Next time on Sailing Tela, Sean answers an unexpected call over the radio. We'll enjoy soaking up the sun and sea breeze on deck, and we've got a mysterious noise down below Sean spends time hunting down. So if y'all want to keep riding these waves with us, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned, because our journey across the Atlantic Ocean is just getting started, and we'd love to have you on board every step of the way. Remember, our patrons get all of this access far in advance. So if you'd like to check out our Patreon, where we've got photos and mini blogs just for them, then click the link in the top right-hand corner. And we'll see y'all next time on Sailing Tela.